Have you ever looked at your child watching a screen and wondered, is this helping them or slowly changing them? Because here is the uncomfortable truth many parents do not want to hear. Screen time is not always the real problem. The real problem starts when screens begin to replace the things a child's brain actually needs to grow. Today, we are answering one of the biggest parenting questions of this generation. How much screen time is too much for a child? And the answer is not as simple as saying, 1 hour is good, 3 hours is bad. A child watching an educational video with a parent beside them is not the same as a child spending hours alone scrolling fast videos, ignoring homework, and crying when the tablet is taken away. So in this video, you will learn when screen time becomes unhealthy, the warning signs parents should not ignore, and how to build healthy screen habits without turning your home into a battlefield. First, screen time is any time a child spends using a phone, tablet, television, computer, video game, or digital device. But not all screen time is equal. There is passive screen time, where the child just sits and watches. There is interactive screen time, like learning games or video calls with family. There is school-related screen time, and there is recreational screen time, which is mostly entertainment. The danger begins when recreational screen time becomes the child's main source of comfort, fun, distraction, and emotional regulation. For very young children, especially toddlers, experts generally recommend very limited screen exposure. Children under 2 learn best from real faces, real voices, movement, touch, play, and interaction. A toddler does not need a phone every time they cry. What they need most is connection, language, routine, sleep, and physical play. For children between 2 and 5, many health experts recommend keeping recreational screen time around 1 hour a day, and even then, it should be high-quality content, not random videos jumping from one loud scene to another. For older children, the question becomes less about one perfect number and more about balance. Is the child sleeping well? Are they doing schoolwork? Are they playing outside? Are they talking with family? Are they able to stop without a meltdown? Are screens supporting their life, or controlling it? Too much screen time usually shows up in 4 major areas: sleep, behavior, learning, and relationships. Let's start with sleep. Many parents underestimate how much screens affect bedtime. Bright screens, fast-moving content, games, and endless videos can make it harder for the child to settle down. When screen time pushes bedtime later, the next day becomes harder. The child wakes up tired, becomes irritable, struggles to focus, and then demands more screen time because they are exhausted. It becomes a cycle. This is why one of the best screen time rules is simple. No screens at least 1 hour before bed. Not as punishment, but as protection. The second area is behavior. If your child becomes extremely angry or emotionally out of control every time the screen is removed, that is a sign the screen has become more than entertainment. It has become a dependency. This does not mean your child is bad. It means the device may be training the brain to expect constant stimulation. Screens give quick rewards. One tap brings a new video. One swipe brings a new sound. One level brings a new win. Real life is slower. Homework is slower. Conversations are slower. So when a child spends too much time in the fast world of screens, normal life can begin to feel boring. The third area is learning. A child who spends too much time on screens may struggle with attention, patience, reading, creativity, and independent play. This is because screens can crowd out the activities that build the brain: drawing, storytelling, running, pretend play, reading books, asking questions, and talking with adults. A child needs boredom sometimes. Boredom is where imagination begins. But many children today never get the chance to be bored because the moment they complain, a screen is handed to them. The fourth area is relationships. When screen time becomes too much, children may become physically present but emotionally absent. They stop responding when called. They rush through conversations. They avoid family time. Over time, the screen becomes their favorite companion, while parents become the people who disturb them. This is why parents must look beyond the clock. 2 hours of screen time may be too much for one child if it causes tantrums, poor sleep, and falling grades. But 1 hour may be manageable for another child if the child is balanced and still engaged with family life. So how do you know when screen time is too much? Watch for these warning signs. Your child loses interest in toys, books, outdoor play, or family activities, throws major tantrums when the screen is taken away, has sleep, schoolwork, eating, or hygiene problems linked to screens, lies about screen use, secretly uses devices at night, becomes restless without a screen, or consumes content you have not checked. If you notice these signs, do not panic. Many parents use screens because they are tired, busy, overwhelmed, or simply trying to survive the day. But once you notice the pattern, you can start changing it. Start by creating screen-free zones. No screens at the dining table, no screens during homework, and no screens in the bedroom at night. These boundaries teach children that screens have a place, but they do not own the home. Next, create screen-free times. Morning routines, meal times, family conversations, and the hour before bed should be protected. A child who starts the day with a screen often becomes harder to redirect. But a child who starts the day with routine, movement, and connection is usually more grounded. Also, watch with your child when possible. Co-viewing helps you understand what they are consuming. You can ask, "What do you think about that?" Or, "What did you learn?" This turns screen time into conversation instead of isolation. Then, choose quality over quantity. Not every kids video is good for kids. Some content is too fast, too loud, too addictive, or too mature. Look for content that teaches, supports language, or inspires positive behavior. Avoid leaving children alone with autoplay. Most importantly, replace screen time, do not just remove it. If you take away the tablet and offer nothing, the child will fight harder. Replace it with outdoor play, drawing, puzzles, reading, music, chores, family games, or simple conversation. And finally, model what you want to see. Children notice when parents say, "Stop using your phone," while the parent is also scrolling every 5 minutes. Healthy screen habits must be shown, not only spoken. So, how much screen time is too much for a child? It is too much when it steals sleep. It is too much when it replaces play. It is too much when it damages schoolwork. It is too much when it becomes the only way your child can calm down. It is too much when it disconnects your child from real people, real emotions, and real life. Screens are not evil. Technology is part of the world our children are growing up in. The goal is not to raise children who never use screens. The goal is to raise children who can use screens without being controlled by them. So tonight, do one simple thing. Do not just count how many hours your child spends on a screen. Ask what the screen is replacing. Is it replacing sleep, reading, outdoor play, conversation, or emotional connection? Because the real danger is not just too much screen time. The real danger is too little real life. If this video helped you see screen time differently, subscribe for more honest parenting tips that help you raise emotionally healthy, confident, and balanced children.